Okay, my name's Kenny Gemmell, and I'm the planner scheduler. I've been here just over 3 years now. It makes small components, primarily for the defence industry, but we do have other customers. And these components are machined from metal or plastic, for want of a better word. Me with a spreadsheet, an Excel spreadsheet, and that was basically that. We did have what they called Magnacom. And Magnacom was purely an invoicing system, so you'd put the orders in, you'd book off all the parts, then you'd invoice. It was probably more of an accounting system than actually a manufacturing system, purely for tax purposes, and that's what they had. But primarily everything was run on spreadsheets. Probably just the sheer volume. It was good up to a point. You could track orders and stuff like that. You knew what was coming up. But that was basically down to the person that was using it, the person that designed it. I inherited it from somebody, and I changed it quite dramatically, which suited me. But they were only handling literally a handful of orders. Now I'm not saying the orders went through the roof, but we need an MRP system to control it more. From the order entry, you put the orders in, you then have the parts linked to it. You can then decide whether the parts are manufactured or purchased. You then have a delivery system at the back end, a quality system for all your ISOs and whatnot. From that point of view, they're all covered automatically. And you've got the invoicing at the other end, so you've got complete traceability from start to finish. We still got a bit of paperwork, but primarily most of it's now held on here. So even if we lose the paperwork, we've still got a trace, through the computer system. On the old system, it was literally a paper trail. You're going through spreadsheets to get a number, then that number you had to go and look up a record. This way, some of the stuff I've actually linked in, some of the documents are like PDFs. So we've actually linked them in, straight. So you don't need a paper copy. Though in some cases we still have the paper copy, but if we can't find it, it's on here. So yeah, it's more time saving, from that point of view. Traceability, it helps Willie, who's in the quality department, if he's doing fairs and stuff like that. He's got traceability for the raw material certs and any like dye pen, X-ray certs and stuff like that. Helped with the ISO, I've got to admit, and it does make things an awful lot easier because then you can actually prove one way or another that you actually have traceability. So from that point of view, the audits it was no problem. I would say it's probably been easier with the fact that we've got progress and it is, there's a kind of quality system built into it, if you know what I mean. So from that point of view, it's a hell of a lot easier. And one guy came in and actually, he says, I like what you're doing. This is probably one of the better ones I've actually audited. Easy. When you get a repeat order, you just need to press the button and everything's there. It's done in 2 minutes. It's a godsend, really. Makes mine extremely easy, but I'm not telling you to that. In the old system, we would have to go through it all manually. And so, oh, I need this part, I need that part, oh, I need to remember to order this and that. When it's on here, press a button, it's all done for me, so. They've got the clocking on system where the guys on the shop floor will clock in the morning, still clock in using the time cards though, but they're now using this system and they'll actually log on to a job. They will scan the route card, that they've got a barcode for each operation. So they'll scan that, put in their ID, when they started the operation, how long it takes to set up, how long the runtime was, and logging off. And from that, they obviously get reports how long the job took and stuff like that, and they can use that to review how much we're charging the customers for the parts, whether it takes too long, we're actually making a killing off it, or whatever. Yeah. The repeat orders certainly are going through quicker. We've got more confidence in them. We can check the revision level and stuff like that, whereas before it had to get done manually. Speed is an essence. There's obviously the times coming out for the operations for the manufactured parts. They're becoming more accurate, so we can actually judge better, when we should be able to deliver. We can tell whether the guys in the shop floor have been skiving or not. Or we can ask questions, how come this job's taking you so long, and you get feedback, well, the tool broke or whatever. There is an excuse, or a reason why the job overran, whereas before we wouldn't know that. It was just how long it takes to do the job, and. Well, if you find that the same problem occurs again and again and again, you got to ask your questions like, this part is taking fundamentally longer, and it's because of the design of the part. It's nothing that we're doing as such, and because of that, we can actually charge back. Saying that I'm sorry, but we have to up the price because it's taking longer because of the certain operations, and we can at least give the customer, here's the proof of why it's taking so long. So most of them will, they don't like price increases, but at least you can see, that we've got some kind of proof to say, look, it's fundamentally taking longer than what we, anticipated. Well, one or two suppliers that they actually want us to enter into frame agreements with them, sort of long-term relationships. And the fact we've now got this, they're more than happy at the moment. Obviously, they'd like to see us doing a wee bit more on it, but we've only had this now for about a year, so we've come a long way in a year. So I'm just looking at the part numbers here. We've put on just nearly 3,800 parts in less than a year. So, we are using it, I can't fault the support team. I've really got to say that. You phone them up about 5 o'clock at night and they're still there, and you go, I always want to go home, and they're still quite. They'll talk you through it, and there's no rush, there's no hurry. They're quite happy to sit there and explain. Are you quite happy? Are you sure now? Yeah, okay, I know what I'm doing. So it's not the first time I've phoned them quite late at night. No, not expect them to be there, but there's somebody in the office. Okay, you're het because you're the one that answered the phone. So yeah, no, I really can't. The help team have really been quite good. It doesn't matter who you speak to actually. If one of them can't answer your question, you'll go and either find out, or somebody else will phone you back to say, look here, this is what you need to do and whatnot. So I would quite happily recommend, Progress to other, prospective users,